Well, this week on Reliving the Extreme, we are pulling a double shift. We had some scheduling conflicts last week, so we didn't get to do a show. So this week we're gonna cover two episodes of ECW this week. The episode from May 16th, 1995, and from May 23rd, 1995. I am your host, Nate Maxson, along with my brother Aaron.
Hello, everybody.
And Mr. Chad Austin.
Dude, I slept for 4 days straight just for this marathon. Getting shape.
As I look at my notes, I'm like, well, we could probably get one show out of these two episodes. We may not even go longer than we normally do. I don't know, but there's some good and some bad in these, so we'll just dig right into it. Actually, before we do, one thing I wanted to mention. Of course, we are all remiss as yesterday, as we record this, the passing of Jerry Jarrett. Chad, did you ever work for Jerry?
Yeah, pretty much indirectly. Like I did some of his spot shows that he may have been there, but he probably got there just to deal with the attendant, whoever paid. You know what I mean?
Right.
The pay up. You know what I mean? He wasn't like he was hands on in like Brownsville, Tennessee, or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? He came in to probably deal with the box office. But yeah, I mean, I worked for him, and I mean, it was never any problem. Like nobody ever was like, man, I hope we get paid today. It was what it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you knew when you went there, how much you were getting paid, and places like that is where they still got paid off the houses, which is the easy way out, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what you want to tell the workers. You're getting paid off the houses. Look at that house out there. Yeah, but they're like 80% free. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh fuck.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
But yeah, that the old timers dying away, that old style, and Jerry Jarrett's responsible for a lot of good shit in the past that we've all seen from Memphis and that area. And
well, he bridged. I mean, he is the bridge between pro wrestling and entertainment, sports entertainment. He's the guy that cast the first brick on that bridge. You know, going back to the Andy Kaufman, going back to Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
you know, like all that stuff. You know, and even if you want to get hokey about it, when Jerry Lawler wrestled Dr. Frank, you know, like that was all the sports entertainment aspect of it. And then don't forget the realism of it. You know, the Funk Lawler, like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Damn brawl, all that shit.
Yeah, all that crap. Like, I mean, it would just imagine. I think I tweeted about it, posted about it, or whatever. About just imagine having that right. Not only 52 weeks of TV a year, but of live TV a year, and then having to book 6 days a week house shows that because of this of when they aired, they have to be a day behind. You know, you work Memphis, and then Coco Beware beats Buddy Landel for the Mid American title, and then the people in like Louisville and Evansville and then Nashville weren't going to see it until the following week. So they were always a week behind, even when it came to the traveling house shows. Because if Coco Beware beat whatever Buddy Landel for the Mid American title, like they would have him beat him in every single town.
Right. Yeah.
because of the TV. So like, you know, so you keep, so when the TV aired, you're like, oh yeah, that's right. Coco Ware beat him in whatever town. Yeah. And Henderson City and Nashville and Evansville.
Yeah. It was a lot to juggle. And another bridge kind of, you know, he was kind of the bridge from, like you said, from wrestling to sports entertainment, plus from, I guess from the territory being the territory of Jackie Fargo to the territory being the territory of Jerry Lawler, you know?
I'm actually going to just like defer to you more of that, because I don't really have a whole much of a history on that. Like, I mean, I know what I know, but it's nothing like, you know, I've seen the documentaries and all, but to me, I always feel like I'm just missing something. Like I can't really figure it out. I know Lawler wanted to be Jackie Fargo, but there was no Jackie Fargo in Jerry Lawler.
Right? Yeah.
I just kind of like, you have something, you want to steal something from a guy, but you don't even really know what it is.
Yeah, you don't even know what you do. You're not
Like,
doing a good job stealing it. Yes.
Like he's probably saying, look, I mean, you're not going to get offended if I get over. You know, maybe that's what it was. I'm stealing the fact that he's over. He had permission for that.
Aaron, do you have any thoughts on Jerry before we get into the ECW talk?
Well, just that, I mean, if you want to take Bruce Pritchard or whatever with a grain of salt, I think that he's a liar, obviously. But
Who, Bruce Pritchard?
yeah. But
what did he say?
Well, he says that when Vince thought he was going to get locked up, he had Jerry as the guy that was going to run his promotion for him if he lost that steroid trial or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's correct.
So if Vince McMahon is like, I need this guy to run my shit while I'm locked up, I mean, it speaks volumes to what his mind thought or whatever in the wrestling business was thought of. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, who else was Vince gonna let run his business? You know?
Yeah, because there was really nobody working there at the time that I think he would have had the confidence in to do so. Gorilla was there, but at that point in his life, Gorilla Monsoon doesn't want to run a damn wrestling company.
No, especially at that level.
Right.
Yeah, he's like, this ain't fucking Pittsburgh. Fuck. I mean, what? You had Watts, and you already gave Watts a chance, right?
What? Yeah, Watts didn't. Watts did. That was before Watts. Watts came in '95, and this was '94. But
yeah, I mean, that's a big fucking. I mean, just imagine one of you two fucking knuckleheads being asked to go in and take over the daily operations of the WWE. You know what I mean? Like, would you even know where to begin? Like, what can you say where the Florida tapes are?
Exactly. Yes.
Like that's all I'm going to do in my office is I'm just going to sit back and watch Continental Championship Wrestling.
Where's the video library and where's the bathroom?
Yeah. Like what? How else would you guys take walking into that office? At least Triple H has been there for ages.
I'll take the job, but Jim Ross is going to have to do the work because I can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, our first were you going to say something, Aaron?
Nope. Go ahead.
Our first episode of ECW that we're discussing is from May the 16th, 1995. We open up with highlights of Dean Malenko wrestling Eddie Guerrero. And then Joey intros the show. They are in Tampa, Florida for this one. Doesn't look as cool as the last one.
Yeah, Florida seemed to kind of lose its luster after a while.
Yeah.
As great as we put it over, at least as great as I put it over on previous episodes, now it's starting to look like a fucking Outlaw One show.
I was going to say, though, the arena they were in last time we discussed the show, it looked really cool, looked sharp, looked nice. This place looked like a dump.
Yeah.
But they discussed they talked footage from last week, the title match between Cactus Jack and Sandman, and Shane Douglas is going to referee the main event for this week, which is going to be a rematch of Jack versus Sandman. And Joey brings in Cactus Jack for a promo. It's a good promo from Jack, pretty much talking about how Shane is a broken man because he has a weakness for the gold and he's not the champion anymore.
Yeah, I mean, not bad. I mean, I didn't think much of it.
I say to Aaron's point from the last time, though, is like you said, Aaron, they've already announced that Shane's leaving.
Yeah,
pretty much. So, I mean, what motive does his character have for being champion? Well, here it is, right here. They just gave it to you. The motive. Cactus Jack's figured it out. It's because Shane Douglas's real love is being champion, even if it's a company that he's leaving. He wants to be the.
That's what it was.
I guess that's what Cactus Jack ascertained.
I just didn't think any of it made sense. I just didn't pay attention to any of it. Like, I heard it, and I just figured it was Jack saying it, so it had to be something halfway decent. I just didn't understand the meaning behind it. But yeah, I guess you're right. Now that you mentioned it, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, and it made it. That's what kind of triggered the thought in my head was, wow, they're making sense of what Aaron said just last week. Wasn't making sense. So good on them for correcting Aaron 30 some years later or whatever.
If I'm fighting the hole in the logic, it's fucked.
Get out of here.
Well, after the Cactus Jack promo, we get Joey back, and he's talking about the rivalry between Tommy Dreamer and Raven, and we're going to go to a match between Tommy Dreamer and Raven. It's all right.
Another shitty match. Good. Why don't you just say it? Another shitty match between Dreamer and Raven. And then you're going to continue to say this for months on end. Another shitty match between Dreamer and Raven. Just get used to it. Practice it. Stand in front of the mirror and practice it. Another shitty match between Dreamer and Raven. It's all they are.
What
are they?
I mean, most of their matches are like it's this weird thing where everything's happening but nothing's happening.
Nothing. They're all over the fucking building. Like they got like they should be wearing a Fitbit. Because they're putting in so many steps, just walking around the goddamn building doing fucking nothing. They could be doing macrame. Knitting a sweater or some shit, whatever, in the amount of time that they're walking around the fucking building. Count the fucking cinder blocks. Whatever. Yeah, it stinks. It always stunk, and it will stink for another 2 more years after this. Good Lord, enough with these two fucking goose.
It's a case of with this rivalry. It's a case of if you remove all the matches and just watch the story and the promos, it's pretty good.
It's great.
Then the bell rings, as the old expression goes.
It's the best feud in modern wrestling history. If you take away all the minutes of them fucking in the ring, dicking around, doing whatever the fuck they're doing, and just take all that away and just nip it down into a fucking Nirvana music video. It's one of the greatest stories in pro wrestling history. I mean, I've always said that, even working there, and I don't even fucking like Scotty or fucking Richards. and I said that's one of the best. Scotty's one of the smartest guys ever that I've ever been around. 100%, no doubt, just no doubt. He can make he's a lot like me. And I'm not saying that I'm like one of the smartest guys, but I got 40 years of just watching wrestling that you kind of pick up stuff, and then being in it, you kind of learn some stuff. But Scotty's like, in my opinion, he's on a different level, man. He's a genius.
Mm-hmm.
He's an idiot, though.
Aaron, your notes on this match?
But no, like you guys said, the angle's great. The matches are just there what they are. Like every match is the same. I did kind of like the fact the match just ended with they did all the brawling or whatever, and then it ended with the simple spot of Raven power slamming Tommy on the chair and pinning him. I kind of like that.
It's always a DDT, isn't it? Isn't that what it is? It's always a DDT to finish.
This one was a power slam.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Well, whatever. I mean, I always thought because Tommy Dreamer took the DDT too that I used the DDT too. I always thought that was the thing in the angle where they always ended the same. Like whatever, no big deal.
Yeah, and after go ahead, Aaron.
No, I was just gonna say after the match, Raven wins. Stevie ends up spitting on Tommy Dreamer, and Dreamer ends up hitting him with a DDT. He also hits the referee with a DDT, and then he gives Beulah another pile driver. And then after that, Raven attacks, and then we get the ECW debut of Luna Vachon.
Yeah, Luna, my girl.
Luna Vachon, yes, and the Tommy did the classic thing here when he pile drives Beulah. Show her to each side of the arena, and then give her the pile driver, and then like Aaron said, out comes Luna Vachon to help out Tommy Dreamer, and Luna. People don't talk about Luna enough. How good she was, at least in anything I listen to or consume.
How good she was as what?
Just
a manager, a worker, a promoter,
being a presence and being different. She was just this entirely different woman in the wrestling business. There's never been one like her, and there's never been one since.
Yeah,
she's so unique.
She's right up there with Sherry.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be hard pressed to everybody talks about their stupid Mount Rushmore, so you know what I mean? But it would be hard pressed to not have, Luna on the Mount Rushmore of women's impact in the wrestling business, not just generalizing her as a manager or a wrestler or a valet. Just her last name. That might let some clout. Yeah, no, she's an idiot.
And she's also got that, like I said, she's unique. So if you're presenting professional wrestling on TV, one of the things you want is someone that's on the screen that is somebody who doesn't watch professional wrestling, is going through the channels, clicking through the channels with their clicker, and what the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this lady? She might be a presence that gets somebody to stop and watch your TV show when she's on there.
Well, I agree with that. I agree with that idea 30 years ago. I don't think it is anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
If you're watching
30 years ago.
Nobody's just clicking through the channels anymore.
30 years ago, if you're clicking through the channels and you see Luna, you're not, and you know who she is, you're not even going to go, who's this lady? You're going to go, who's that fella? You're like, that's a lady? Dear Lord.
You'd say, like, what's the fuck wrong with that dude?
Yeah, and then you find out it's a fucking lady, and you're like, that is terrifying.
And then you see Bam Bam Bigelow, and you think it's some sort of whole entire gay thing going on there. Bam Bam Bigelow and Luna. Good Lord. The gay Tribune.
Well, the Tommy and Luna have a kiss in the ring, and then we go to Tommy and Luna cutting a promo in the back.
And Tommy's being like put upon Tommy again, and he's trying to cut some fucking emo. Goddamn, I've been trying to beat this guy since I was in high school, and he's trying to be all fucking deep, and it doesn't fucking work.
He stinks.
And then Luna fucking rips it up, like fucking destroys. On it, like her promo was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, how much do you think that she sat there and had to sit there and listen to Dreamer do that promo? And how many times they probably had to do it before it was good enough for her to cut in? And when she cut in, she's like, "Shut the fuck up, dummy." you know what I mean? Like, you're right, Aaron, isn't it? Like how she came in and was just like, "Let me show you how to do this."
Yeah,
Dreamer's stupid. I'd like to order a pizza, pepperoni, extra cheese, and Luna as they just jump in. Get out of here, you boob.
We're getting extra sausage.
Jalapenos.
Jalapeno poppers on it.
Excellent.
And they're like, we don't even sell jalapeno poppers. Fuck you, put jalapeno poppers on it. And they're like,
and this is Taco
this
Bell,
is
by the way.
Jalapeno poppers.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, sir. Sorry.
Thank you for calling Taco Bell.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's Luna, man. That's Luna. And she was like that in real life. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I don't know why, how it ended up being that way, but that was like her voice. I think maybe she had. Is it possible that you could have just been playing that voice so long that your voice turns into that?
She started talking like that. Yeah, I've always wondered that too.
It wasn't as boisterous. It wasn't as loud.
Mm-hmm.
But when she talked, she was Luna. You know, when she would even say good morning. It just sounded like Luna. So is that what it was? She's been doing it so long?
Or maybe it was like Pillman where she had throat surgeries or something. I don't know.
Or needed throat surgery?
Maybe.
Jesus.
Like her back in the day, like her introduction of the wrestling, like her getting slapped by Sullivan. That's some of the most realistic shit ever.
Well, he slapped the shit out of her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like that was good shit. And I think she's an underrated person in annals of wrestling.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why I put her in the same conversation with Sherry.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
is she like, not that the WWE Hall of Fame matters, but is she in the WWE Hall of Fame?
I don't think
there's
so.
no chance she is. There's no chance she is.
That's a fucking travesty, then, in my opinion.
It won't be another 15 years before she's even on the ballot. Probably. It depends on what. I mean, name 14 other girls before her. That's the way it's going to be.
Right.
You know, they'll find another.
I promise you. I promise you, Michelle McCool will get into the WWE Hall of Fame before Luna does.
I think she already
promise
is.
you that.
I think she already is.
Oh, is
She really is already.
Oh, fuck. I didn't.
She took
The girl who was Ivory. Ivory.
Yeah, Ivory's in.
She's in too?
Yeah.
Well, Hollywood's not. My other girl will glow. Yeah, get her in there. I think the Midnight Express. Is that true? The Midnight Express are going in this year?
Mount Fiji. What?
Yeah, Mount.
The Midnight Express are going in this year?
That's a rumor. Cornette talked about it on his podcast. And he said nobody's called him.
Oh, that how recent is that?
From the last week's drive-through. He said nobody. He said nobody's to his. And he said when they asked him, he said, just to put it in time perspective, he said when they asked me to induct the Rock and Rolls, they had asked me in December, and it's February, and nobody said anything to him about.
I wonder if he's kayfabing it.
Possibly. And he said he also said well, and also Dennis has the voice box thing. Stan Lane couldn't give two shits whether he's in the WWE Hall of Fame or not. And Bobby, the one who would actually get the tickle out of it, isn't with us anymore. So
yeah, I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say Bobby didn't care. I was like, no, Bobby's not alive. No. Yeah, Bobby don't give a fuck anymore, man. He's an Hall of Fame.
Bobby's acceptance speech would have probably been like, all right.
Yeah. Corny. Hey, Corny.
Anybody out here want to work?
That's what he did. Yeah, he's always like, hey, Corny. Hey, Corny. Hey, Corny.
And nobody knows.
Corny's leading him around.
And nobody knows where Norvell is. And fucking...
There's no chance Norvell Austin is still alive.
And I think Randy Rose died, didn't he?
It's like Gary Wolf. He's been dead with Gary Wolf.
I think Randy Rose is still alive, actually.
Yeah.
There's a possibility that Randy Rose is still alive.
Randy Rose is the Tiger King, right?
I don't know if he's the Tiger King.
He looks like him.
He could be the Tiger Jackson King. The Lord of the Midgets. He's got a bunch of trailers out back, but the midgets are in them.
The Midget King.
Yeah. Why isn't that a reality show?
According to Wikipedia, the Tiger King Randy Rose is still alive. So
Tiger King Randy Rose. How old did he say it was? 55.
He was born in 56.
Oh, okay. So he's not 55.
He's like 67 now.
Yep, 66. Retired in 2015.
I'm sure he did. Randy Rose. Although he was that angle with the Midnight Express, dude. That was the last great argue with me. That was the last great angle of the NWA on TBS was the Midnight and the Midnight angle. Like that had to have been. What other angle was there after that?
Yeah,
that was anywhere near as impactful.
And then they fucked it up somehow. Not those guys, but I'm just saying.
He said, and then they fucked it up.
In the end.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. Yeah, and then they fucked it up. Yeah. That's the end of every great book.
Well, after the Dreamer Luna promo, we get a promo from the Pitbulls, who are disguised, I guess you'd say, as the Public Enemy. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say we get a promo from the Public Enemy, but it's actually the Pitbulls. Yes. And they did a really good fucking job.
They did, because on my notes, I started writing.
Anthony did a great job fucking mocking grunge, I thought.
I totally agree. On my notes, I actually, before I scratched it out and wrote Pitbulls, I started writing Public Enemy promo.
Yep, I totally agree, dude. Wasn't that the one where Johnny has back turned or whatever?
Yeah.
And it was Anthony Durante and Gary Wolf, like, mimicking the Pitbulls. And I thought, like, when I saw it, I'm like, like, Gary Wolf, and not knocking him because that's the prop they gave him, but it's like Gary Wolf's little hat didn't work. But fucking Anthony Durante did a great fucking Johnny Grunge.
Yeah, it was great, man.
It was just retarded enough sounding that I thought it was Johnny Grunge.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, no shit. It makes a whole lot of sense because it was stupid. And that's the whole thing Public Enemy's based off of. Is their promos. They're fucking grown men, for Christ's sake.
A couple of fucking.
How many times did I go over this? These two fucking guys. They're punished.
Well, the Pitbulls cut a promo about how they're wrestling the Public Enemy this weekend, and they plan on becoming the ECW Tag Team Champions. And then we roll into our main event for this first show. It is the Sandman versus Cactus Jack for the ECW Championship with Shane Douglas as the referee. And kind of the story they're telling here, and you watch the story build, because Jack and Sandman, like I said prior episodes, every time we watch them wrestle, they are just beating the fuck out of each other, beating the fuck out of the crowd, beating the fuck out of the arena. And the story of this match is Shane wants them to have a wrestling match.
Which
rules and parameters.
Well, I mean, what does that speak right there as soon as you hear that?
That makes Shane a huge heel, because that's not what the ECW crowd wants to see these two guys do.
Well, to me, it just speaks angle.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be an angle. I mean, as soon as you strip everything down to the bare thing, it's an angle. And of course, because Shane's out there with his little Speedos on, the white and black little Zubas that are like spandex gimmick. It's like, who didn't expect an angle to kind of come out of this somehow? Oh yeah, Shane's gonna be right down the middle. I mean, that's what
a ref he's gonna be.
Of course, he was back. I saw him. I mean, I was there. I was backstage. Alfonso was teaching him like crash course on how to be a referee. I mean, all that stuff. It was legitimate. You couldn't see that coming.
The match itself,
it's tremendous.
Everything in this match works, and everybody in this match does their job perfectly. At one point, Shane Douglas ejects woman from the arena, or from the ringside, because she's trying to interfere. He takes a chair away from Cactus. He takes a cane away from Sandman. There's a fun spot where Shane Douglas, I cannot remember why he was distracted, but he was not looking at them. He was distracted by something, and they take that.
When he was ejecting woman.
Okay, yeah, because they take that opportunity to brawl outside. They want to brawl. They want to beat the shit out of each other, and so they take that opportunity to have a little brawl outside the ring, and it pops the crowd. And it's almost like the wrestlers versus the referee here.
Yeah, I mean, just refresh my memory. Do you by any chance know how long this match actually went, like live? Because apparently on TV it had to have gone, 25? I mean, TV time, it didn't give it the amount of time, but it had to have gone 25, 30 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. But TV was about like 12, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was probably 12, 13, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like they were out. I'm guaranteeing you they were out there for probably a half an hour. And how they cut it all down to a half an hour, man. I guess a lot of it was stalling. So yeah, I can see how that was done. Yeah, I thought it was fun, man. I thought it was a great match. And even though the building looked crappy on tape and all, the fans were still with it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought. I mean, it's shitty hearing chants from 1,000 people. You know what I mean? It really doesn't really translate well to the people watching the TV when you hear like 19 people yelling EC Dub. I'm not really getting behind that. Yeah.
Aaron?
Well, do we want to talk about the finish? Because I actually like the finish.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I like the fact that they used like Shane being the referee, and he used the most like obscure fucking wrestling rule there was to disqualify somebody. With
what was that? I forgot.
It was Cactus not. It was Cactus not breaking the 5 count, being on the ropes, punching somebody. Like when the ref's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like the referee never gets to 5 in wrestling, but Shane was just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're disqualified. Like I loved it. Like it wasn't like an over the top thing.
Yeah, it wasn't over the top thing, but it was right in your face thing.
Yeah, but it
every
was like
wrestling fan at least heard of don't even know what the rule may even what it even is. But when they see the referee counting the 1, 2, 3, 4, they know they're gonna break whatever they're doing. And I'm you know what I mean? That's fantastic that you noticed that, because I didn't notice that. But yeah, nobody today notices that shit.
Yeah, I just loved that it was the most obscure rule. It was great. Everything about this fucking match was great. Shane started it at the beginning being the balanced referee, and then realized that Sandman probably can't beat Cactus. And Shane knows that he can beat Sandman because he's beat him before, but he doesn't know that he can beat Cactus because he's never beat him before. So then he just found the most random shit to disqualify the guy for. It was a great fucking story.
That's cool, man. I'm glad you explained it to me, because I didn't catch that.
Well, after this really good main event, they show us footage of the shows in Florida, and then they show the aforementioned that we mentioned the last time on the show, where the Florida fans decided to start throwing chairs in the ring.
Or they were told to. They were probably encouraged.
Yeah, I mean, the same people that saw it the last time thought probably, this is what we do down here. Idiots. It wasn't discouraged, was it?
Nope. I'm sure it wasn't. The Public Enemy threw themselves into it.
Yeah. Nobody was yelling, "Do not throw chairs into the ring." No, they just let them do it.
Bob Ortiz is not warning the people.
I can see Bob out there standing in the middle there, just dodging chairs.
Please stop throwing the chairs.
The referee is Rocky Ortiz. Bill Molyneux. He's announcing the referees. Bob's the best, man. I actually miss going to shows and not seeing Bob. I'm not even sure if Bob's still alive today. I'm sure he probably still is. But I used to love,
like, you miss seeing him. I was like, that guy fucking died.
Yeah, he can definitely be dead. But I used to miss going to shows because he would always stop me, because he would always tell me how he was one of my favorite people to announce, because he never know where I wanted to be announced from, because I would always give him a different place that I was from. Like I would even say like Argentina or whatever, Caracas, Venezuela. And I would say that, he'd be like, "Is that what you were doing?" Yeah. And then we kind of settled on Evansville, Indiana, and that was an ode to you know who that was to?
I just figured it was because Memphis went through Evansville.
Jeff Osborne. One of my very first people that I ever traded tapes with, like back in the early '90s.
Is that Glenn's brother?
Glenn Osborne? No, I think it was Ozzy's nephew. That's what I think it was. No, it wasn't Glenn's.
Well, we got through the first episode that we watched this week, so we'll dive into the second episode of ECW. May 23rd, 1995. And you're always going to get a good start on a show when you get to start with a Cactus Jack promo. And I wrote, here we go with some amazing storytelling. Cactus tells us.
Talking about wiffle ball. He's talking about like wiffle ball home runs and all kinds of crazy fucking shit.
Yeah, and people.
And he's bringing up kids' names, like his buddies, his friends' names when he was a kid. Yeah, that was great, man. It was good stuff, dude. The wiffle ball.
Yeah, talk about being picked on as a kid, and then he kind of brings it full circle into, and then I get into wrestling, and I go to wrestle, and some old guy in the back. Now I've got to deal with bullies in wrestling telling me that no one cares about me, no one cares about my style, and you'll be in a wheelchair by the time you're 30.
And that was Flair. I remember.
Oh, who was it?
It was Ric Flair.
Of course, it was Ric Flair. That's been well documented, like from back in the wrestling conventions. Yeah. I mean, and it was. I don't know. Nothing was wrong with that at all. It was fantastic. Tremendous. Told the great story. I love the wiffle ball comparison because every boy, man, child can relate to that at one point in their life. Played wiffle ball and smashed some old woman's bedroom window by done something stupid. So yeah, it's a great, reliable story. I loved it.
And what Mick Foley's best attribute is taking the best thing he ever did, and with a lot of wrestlers, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because Aaron and I have said before, the worst thing Hulk Hogan ever did for his image was that damn reality show and letting down and breaking kayfabe. One of the best things Mick ever did to get himself over and connect with the audience was, yes, I'm Cactus Jack. I wrestle a crazy style. I wrestle like a psycho. I put my body on the line, but here I am as a human being. And doing that, he gets so. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, you connect with him so much. I'm a guy with a wife and kids. I had a rough. I got bullied when I was a kid, et cetera, et cetera. Just opening himself up like that makes him so much more of a deep character.
Yeah, it makes him so much more lovable, and people can relate to him.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason it's different between like the reason it's different, the difference between like Cactus doing it and like a Hulk Hogan doing it is because do any of us look like Hulk Hogan?
I don't know. Well, speak for yourself.
But do a bunch of us look like Cactus Jack? Yeah.
No, I look like Hogan. You ain't see, what about Archie?
Archie looks like one man.
You say one man gang.
Yeah. It's Cactus Quake.
Earthquake.
The Butcher.
What blows my mind all the time, and you guys brought him up, so it's hard to believe that John Tenta was like 27 when he had that feud with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, I thought he was in his early 50s.
He was born with a receding hairline.
That's what I thought about Archie when I first met him. And then he was like, oh, I'm younger than you. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I heard he's like 24. How old is that guy?
I think he's like 35.
38. I think around 38.
It's unknown. The truth is out there.
Weight unknown. Age unknown.
Archie Mitchell.
And I'm Joe McHugh. All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mike.
Does Archie have diabetes?
I don't fucking know.
I'm just thinking about him like cutting an Ernie Ladd promo, and he's like, "My foot covers the ground that it walks on." It's just his foot, not my feet. It's my foot.
I don't think it has anything to do with diabetes. I don't think it works that way.
You got diabetes in the foot, but that's okay.
Why don't we ask him? You got diabetes, man. Is that something you reach out to a fellow friend and ask him a question? Like, now if you're having a bad time or something, you're going through a lot of things. Hey, man, you got diabetes?
I'll ask somebody.
Really, you just ask him out of the blue if you got diabetes. Why? What would give you the reasoning to do it?
Curiosity.
Just randomly.
Yeah.
All right. So tomorrow when I go to work, the third person that walks up to me with their receipt when they're standing by the door, I'm gonna go, "Hey, have a nice day. You have diabetes?"
And if they say yeah, just let them take whatever they stole.
I mean, there's no chance I'm saying that, and there's no chance you're asking anybody that. Hey man, that was just. I mean, you could always say, "Hey, look, I'm a college student here. I'm doing a survey and all, and I was just wondering about, no. If you're just going to stop somebody and go, "Hey man, you have diabetes,"
I'd ask somebody that.
Why? What interest is it of yours?
Curiosity.
That's not even a fucking reason. Curiosity.
Yeah.
Hey, ma'am, I'm just wondering if you have diabetes or not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's fucking insane. Yeah, he should be locked up.
Well, back to this
Jack.
Back to this ECW show.
I'm curious if people have diabetes.
Well, that's you need a hobby. Apparently, the recant wrestle fucking platform is not working out for you.
My hobby is finding out how many people I know have diabetes.
He's got an Excel sheet, an Excel spreadsheet on his computer.
That's just going to be his gimmick.
It's entitled, the file name is Glucose.
And instead of the list of Jericho, it's going to be the list of beaties. He's just going to go out and just unleash this big scroll of names.
Instead of Falco,
you're going to call everybody out in the arena by name with diabetes. You, Albert Burns, you have diabetes, sir.
You just made the list.
Yes.
Instead of Falco, I'm Dalco, and I'm just like diabetes.
All right, so an ECW show.
Yes, so this ECW show. After Joey gives us an intro, after Joey gives us an intro to the show, the tag team of Taz and 911 are in action against a team entitled the Oriental Connection.
Well, I titled them "Who's That and What the Fuck."
The one guy looked like his name should be Mime Gone Wrong.
It looked like Spellbinder.
Mini Spellbinder.
Japanese Spellbinder.
Yeah.
You guys not know who they were?
Harry Del Rios, wasn't that his name?
I had to look up their names. Hirohushi Ayakido and Suba Genja. I have no fucking clue who they are.
They were they were the guys from Torimon, because this was like during the time where they brought Sasuke in, and probably Grand Hamada, maybe a Grand Naniwa, and these were a couple of the underneath Torimon guys that obviously you guys have never seen Torimon.
Nope, I haven't.
It's, believe me, people that were there didn't even see it either, because it was awful. There was nobody. I have a bunch of it. It was like the worst level indie Japanese company, but their whole entire thing was they featured gimmicks, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that little guy looked like he was Taz kind of thing.
Yeah,
was kind of a star. You know, he was kind of a world beater in that cup. You know what I mean?
The Spellbinder guy was the fucking champ.
Who was?
I called him the Spellbinder Zach. Like, he looked like fucking Spellbinder, and Taz had a fucking illegitimate baby.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know them two specifically guys personally or anything like that. I just know that was during the Torimon, when they brought the Torimon guys in. Yeah, I mean, that's all they were there for, was whatever happened to them from Taz. And you saw how that went.
Yeah, and that's what I wrote down here. Obviously, this is just a showcase for Taz and 911. Taz hits a belly to belly on both of them at the same time.
It was impressive. That was super impressive.
Yes,
Dude, but look at how easy that was. That's the worst part about it. It's that they couldn't have found two smaller people. You know what I mean? Like when he grabbed them together, it basically looked like, I don't know, name one big Black Bart. You know what I mean? When he grabbed them together, he made a Black Bart sandwich out of them. And then he just dumped them on their fucking heads. And I'm like, well, what ain't that impressive? But both guys weigh $105.
Oriental Connection 1 and plus Oriental Connection 2 equals Black Bart.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, they like I said, they eat the double suplex, and then they also get a couple of they both get choke slam for their trouble. There is a kill the queer sign in the audience. I don't know.
Yeah, I love that, man. That was awesome.
The minute the fucking Torum, what'd you say it was? Torimon?
Yeah.
The minute who the fuck and what the fuck got in the ring, the ECW crowd immediately started chanting "na na goodbye." Like they knew exactly what this was. It's like they're gonna fucking guzzle these little fucks.
Of course. Like there's I mean, or let's be honest, they were sent to the ring first. You know what I mean? They were sent to the ring first, and they look like two fucking boobs with a spoon, and they're just standing out there, like just waiting for whoever's gonna come to that curtain to whoop their fucking ass. So the ECW crowd was way ahead of that one.
Little spellbinder and who the fuck, and they got guzzled. There's nothing else really about it.
Little spellbinder. He's currently wrestling in Mexico right now.
I thought he was wrestling for MLW.
Oh yeah, that's Microman. He's my favorite. I'm getting a tattoo of him.
Actual size.
Yes. Right on the back of my leg pit.
Well, after that match, we get a god-awful Public Enemy segment. They're at a country club playing tennis.
No, they're at a park.
Yeah, okay. They're portrayed as being at a country club playing tennis. Johnny's playing baseball instead. Like he hits.
I was gonna say I hated everything about the promo except for Johnny fucking just
getting a home run,
lobbing that tennis ball out of the park. That was fun. But
Johnny was a baseball player, man. Like that's a shoot.
I didn't even know that. I couldn't imagine that guy running bases.
Oh, you got to go like 25 years before that.
But watching him lob that fucking tennis ball out of the court, he probably didn't have to run a bunch of bases. He was probably like Babe Ruth.
He just called it.
And he's like, I'm putting it over there. Oh, Rocco, I'm going to put it up over there.
He's the only baseball player that wore suspenders to keep his trousers up. Good Lord.
Well, lo and behold, these guys decide they can't play tennis. They don't want to play tennis. They're going to go to the strip club instead. So
nothing wrong with that, man.
That's your Public Enemy making a wise decision here.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever agreed with those fat fucks.
Yeah. They're probably just getting all punishment from their parents.
Oh, Johnny, I'm sick of looking at your titty.
Well, they got. I just love the fact that when they walked around the old town with their old belts on. Like, I never thought about that when I was MCW world champion or whatever it is in Maryland. That I never took my belt with me, like they did, walking into establishments. Get out of here.
And now every indie show or convention you go to, there's a bunch of rubes walking around with their replica championship belts. Those are the people I avoid like the fucking plague. I do not want to talk to a guy that's walking around with a replica championship belt. You're a grown ass man.
How do these people not know this by now? They have to listen to podcasts. They have to listen to different shows and have to heard people like us. We don't necessarily make an agenda out of beating them up, but other people have. How do they not know that they look stupid? You're not the NWA champion.
Yeah, I watched. I was at a convention with Nate, and I watched a Variety Club guy walking around the whole time with a fucking goddamn John Cena spinner belt that had like Christmas lights on it. Like it was illuminated.
Was he the same guy that was also carrying around the Alexa Bliss doll?
Yeah.
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 What a fucking idiot.
He was super fucking retarded.
He was wearing one of the Iron Sheik's boots, the loaded boot. And he had the Iron Mike Sharp black thing on his arm too.
No, he wasn't even that cool. He was wearing like WWE.com shit. Like it wasn't even like original stuff. Like he had an Alexa Bliss fucking Teletubby doll or whatever she has, and a fucking John Cena belt with Christmas lights on it. And he was walking around like with his chest puffed out, and it's like, you're a fucking moron. Just sit there. Nobody cares about you.
No, not even nobody cares about you. We don't acknowledge you. Don't say nobody cares about you because he's got grandparents and other shit like that. They probably do. But no, us as a wrestling community, we don't acknowledge you, dude. You're a boob, a foil, a ham. I mean, do you want me to break it down to you? A jabroni, if you will. Yeah, wearing your belt. Are you going to defend it? Who's the number one contender?
Everyone, yeah, that should be the thing. Anybody who wears a championship belt that's not a wrestler, anybody that wears a championship belt to a convention, you should be legally allowed to challenge them for it.
And every time, like Nate and I would be talking, and then that guy would walk by, and Nate would be like, "Hey man, are you having a good time?" And then he'd just see my face go like mad. And then he knew that fucking Rube was walking by. He'd be like, "Oh, Bill got it." And he was like, "You fuck!" Like,
dude, they're the fucking worst. I can't even imagine who thinks it's a great idea. Like, oh, yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna tell my wife, "Hey Jess, I'm getting ready to order this replica belt that whatever." And then what are you gonna do with it? You know, I'm gonna wear it to
Walgreens.
I'm gonna wear it to North Point. I'm gonna wear it when we go to dinner all the time. She'll go, why? Just why? I'm the champ.
The world champ gets good seats.
I'm gonna walk into Captain D's. Our poster's gonna go off first because I'm wearing the belt.
You're gonna set off the alarms. The metal detectors are gonna go beeping. Like he stole some stuff from fucking fine jewelry.
They don't have Captain D's in Maryland.
What? Captain D's?
Captain D's.
I don't even know what that is. Captain D's nuts?
No, it's a shitty seafood place that they have here. It's like a Long John Silver's.
No. In Maryland, we have like real seafood
actual
places.
I figured.
Yeah.
But here, you go into like a Captain D's and it's like a shitty seafood place. And they take
fried fish, right?
Yeah, and they tell you to go after they take your order, they go, sit the fuck down. And then you go sit the fuck down, and they give you this fucking thing that looks like a coaster. And they're like, when your order's up, your coaster will vibrate. And then you get back up and come and get your shit.
Tell your girlfriend to put the coaster in her pocket?
You can put it in your pocket or you can put it on the table.
the coaster vibrates.
But then when the coaster goes, bah, 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 you're like, okay, my fucking hush puppies are ready. I guess I'm going to get up and go get them now.
Jesus. I hope you don't work in retail fucking food anymore.
I've never worked in retail food.
Doesn't sound like you should. God. How do you know the intricate workings of Long John Silver's over there, by the way?
Because I have to eat it.
We don't even have them in Maryland.
Well, you got crabs behind you. You're good. Here we don't. We're landlocked.
We have real crabs. We don't have Long John Silver's
Well,
phony
we're landlocked
bullshit.
here.
It's pollock. It's not even crab. It's pollock.
And now because of this derailed train, our water's probably poisoned, so we're all going to die anyway. After some recap championship wrestling, Joey talks about how they just had the 3-match series, 3 nights, 3 matches between Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko. The first
Nate,
night,
you know about the vibrating coaster.
yes, the first night, Guerrero retained his title, but the second night, Malenko won the TV title, and then the third night, Malenko was able to fend off the challenge from Eddie. So now Dean Malenko is once again the TV champion. I don't know if they're going to show us any of these matches or not.
I hope they do. I would have rather watched all of that than what we saw.
No, they probably won't, because if you remember during the ECW home video thing, like the Guerrero Malenko Classic was one of the first tapes that they released, like as a whole, as a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably just going to show you the highlights, of to make you want to buy the tape. I don't think they show you any matches, honestly.
When they come back from talking about that, Raven and Stevie Richards are in the ring awaiting their opponents, but Shane Douglas comes out first to introduce the troubleshooting referee, and it is the ECW debut of one Bill Alfonso. And I kind of got lost here, not because what they were doing wasn't interesting, but because the sound, some of what they were saying, I couldn't make out. So I don't know what essentially the story. Aaron, did you catch it better than I could as far as the whole they'll shut the place down or whatever? I don't know.
With him and Todd?
With Todd Gordon and Shane Douglas.
What they did was Shane Douglas said that he went to the State Athletic Commission and asked for a troubleshooting referee to enforce the rules of ECW. And Alfonso was the one they sent him. And then Todd Gordon comes out and tries to say that Alfonso doesn't have any
authority
to shut down ECW. But what Alfonso's gimmick is that he isn't necessarily in charge of ECW. He's in charge of he's the point man for the commission, so he can shut down the building, which would essentially shut down ECW.
Yeah, his gimmick was that he worked for the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission.
So I don't run your promotion, but I run the commission that's allowing you to run.
Yep, pretty much. That was the beginning. That was one of the best things that ever happened to ECW right there.
So Bill Alfonso is here, and he's going to be the referee of a tag match. It's Tommy Dreamer and Mikey Whipwreck against Stevie Richards and Raven. Whatever.
Just a side note, a real quick side note on the Fonzie thing. Mm-hmm. I wasn't there for this event. But the next event that I was there for, that Fonzie was at, like, I specifically remember that I went out of my way to walk up to him and be like, dude, like the magazines that I have with pictures of you in it, like he was somebody that you didn't even know that you knew. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When you look back at wrestling and you think of your childhood and be like, oh, Dusty or, all these other guys. But when you realize, oh my God, it's Bill Alfonso, and when Bill out there gives him credit, and the thing is, it's Bill Alfonso, you're like, dude, and he literally was like, yeah, hey, daddy, that's cool and all, thank you, but I just didn't realize at the time that he's smoking crack. Yeah, I mean, I kind of was like, man, this is like a childhood idol and all, but he's smoking crack. Oh,
he got his start. He got his start in Florida, didn't he?
Yeah,
I thought so.
Yeah, I mean, like he was like fucking. I don't even think he was 18. I think he was 16 when Dusty fucking started making him carrying bags and putting the ring together and then refereeing and shit like that. Like I know a lot. I think I know more about Fonzie than he does.
Especially at this point.
Yeah, of course. Okay, clearly.
Wasn't he the guy that like climbed up to the top of a fucking supermarket counter and threw himself off of it to get fucking insurance money?
I don't know anything about that, man. You might want to retell that story. He did what?
I'm pretty sure he faked a fucking injury in a supermarket because he needed to get surgery on something, so he pretended he got.
Oh, all right. That's all you gotta say. Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him.
Yeah, I don't know either way, but I'm definitely buying that story. Bill Alfonso faked some kind of injury. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
But do you guys have any stupid shit to talk about before we get in this fucking match?
No, this match is stupid shit.
No, I actually like this match. There's a cool thing that happens in this match, in my opinion.
So, let me see. Did I write down anything cool? Like I get what they were trying to do. You know, Dreamer won't pin Richards because he wants to pin Raven. I get it.
That's not even what I'm talking about.
And then also Raven no sells all of Mikey's shit in this match.
He doesn't. Not at the start. At the start he does. What Raven does cool is that he no sells Mikey at the beginning, but then Mikey starts hitting him with some shit. And like when Mikey ends up hitting him with that Huracan Rana, then Raven pops up and starts fighting Mikey. That's what was actually cool about it, was that at the beginning of it, the Raven character doesn't give a fuck about Mikey and doesn't care about him at all. But then Mikey starts hitting him with shit, and then he starts selling it and working with it.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree because
like midway through, Scotty starts putting Mikey over.
Right. I mean, he starts being in the right place at the right time for all his spots. And at the beginning, it was like like you said, it was kind of like a brawl kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, Raven's all of a sudden right there in the corner to catch the head scissors, to take this, that, then back up to the corner to take this spot and do that. Yeah, it was great. I thought Raven was fine.
Yeah, like I liked, like I said, I liked about the middle of it that Raven's character, like I said at the beginning, thought little of Mikey, but right in the middle started looking at him as like, this guy's. I underestimated that guy. You know
but that's the realism of wrestling.
Yeah,
that's the realism of anything. If you ever bullied somebody, and you bullied them to the fact that you can fuck them up, but that guy just actually slapped you one time, and you go, "Oh shit, whoa!"
Like when Joey Styles, when you hear the story about how Joey Styles slapped the piss out of JBL.
No, I don't think I've heard that story. I'm sure I did none too well, right? I mean,
no, actually, I think it was JBL. I believe I'd have to look it up. I'm pretty sure there was somebody that was kind of bullying Joey Styles in WWE.
It was JBL.
Okay, I thought so.
That's how Joey in WWE got named Stocky Balboa, because they went overseas to
that. Yes.
They went overseas on that what do they call it?
Overseas.
Well, no, the fucking tribute to the troops. They went to tribute to the troops, and they said all the guys were out there, and JBL needed to find somebody to fuck with, so he decided to fuck with Joey, and he fucked with Joey for like 2 days, and Joey had enough of it, and he just ended up fucking nailing JBL in the face. And JBL was not expecting to get punched in the face. And was like, holy shit, this fucking guy just hit me. And kind of backed off. And everybody was like, Joey's a fucking hero. And they started calling him Stocky Balboa. Because he fucking punched.
That sucks that JBL backed off, dude. Because, if I want to be portrayed as a badass, like he wanted to be portrayed as a badass, should have beat the shit out of Joey Styles. Like, let him slap you, but just punch him back in his fucking face. Like, That just speaks volumes. What do you mean you just back down after the little guy slapped you? Like, that's the end of the movie? Like, you know what I mean? That's it? What? That's crabby. Drag him out of the bus, beat him up in front of people so they can, they can all see it, so you can establish your credibility again. Fuck yeah. I would have drug him down to a supermarket and beat him up right there right at the exit sign.
Right in front of the Aldi's.
Yeah. Let everybody that's walking out of this place know that I'm beating the shit out of this fucking dude. But Bradshaw just said, nah, I'm gonna let Michael Cole slap me?
Joey Styles.
Oh, I mean, whatever.
Michael Cole.
It's the same, right? I mean, if you side by side, can you really? I don't think so.
Well, in the finish of this match, Tommy Dreamer finally gets his hands on Raven, and Bill Alfonso disqualifies him for using a closed fist. And he tells Tommy, to back off. No more. The match is over. No more contact. And Shane Douglas is trying to urge Tommy Dreamer to go after Raven because he's trying to get ECW shut down. Essentially, is his motive here. And then Cactus Jack comes out and he pretty much tells Shane Douglas to go away. Nobody wants you here. And they get into a little brawl themselves, and that's how the show goes off the air. Summing it up, did you guys have any notes on that there after I've summed it up? That there moment.
I don't know. I just thought I was watching the same show that I've already watched. That's what I got out of the whole entire thing. I was like, wait a minute, I just watched all this. But I don't know. It was all right. I mean, I thought it was decent. I still give it a fucking solid D+.
I just think like that match ended kind of like the last main event ended or whatever. You know what I mean? Like with the clench fist thing. I like the fact that they're going forward with a lot of stories, but I just think right now the main thing is the Shane Cactus feud. That's the best thing they got going, but it's getting a little boring.
All right. That's very, very interesting because I don't think we've even scratched the surface yet, have we, Nate, with this feud?
Well, they're going to wrap it up, I think, it'll be essentially within 2 ECW arena shows because I'm pretty sure Shane Douglas vignettes start on WWF TV in July. And
that's 95, right?
Yeah, and we're in May.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if I was watching it in real time, I'd probably be cool with it. But knowing what I know, I'm kind of not invested in Shane now because I know he's fucking leaving. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard to get into its credibility and get behind him. I understand. I mean, that's what you said. That's knowing what you know now.
Yeah.
But looking at it then, I mean, Cactus to me was always even working there. Cactus to me was always, what I always said was sometimes you didn't know where, I saw him working for everybody,
Right.
You never know where he was going to turn up at, and there's a good chance he could have shown up at WCW, on any given, whatever, Thursday night or whatever they taped or even WWE. Yeah. So I can totally see where, it was kind of hard putting the eggs in the jack basket, correct?
Yeah.
But I mean, with Shane the same way, moving out. He's moving out.
It's going to be the biggest mistake of his life, but he doesn't know it yet.
Well, we all saw it. Boy, was that a stinker, huh? Yeah. I think everybody back in the day before we even had like smartphones that still had the ability to text somebody just probably texted OOFF. Oof.
Dean Douglas. Here we go.
Dean Douglas. I actually remember where I was at when I saw the first vignette. I was at a bar at like 11 o'clock in the morning when they had a syndicated show came on, and I couldn't hear it. And I asked the lady to put the channel on, and she put it on, and I saw Shane, and I just went, oh. oh, this is not good for business. You know, this is not going to end well.
If your two jobs are working for Vince McMahon and the WWF and Target, and Target was better, you made the wrong decision.
Yeah, well, good thing I don't work for Target.
It's like, do I have to push these carts or help push Scott Hall? It's like, I don't know.
Well, I don't think you're pushing Scott Hall anymore. I think that ship has sailed.
I'm just saying in 95. Like, if you're, I gotta put over this 2-for-1 sale that we have,
or I gotta put over Scott Hall.
Well, I'd probably put over a 2-for-1 sale. I don't think I ever put over Scott Hall. He stole my bowl. Fuck him. Not a big fan.
We're gonna put a bow, not a bowl, but a bow on this week's show, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron, any parting words for our listeners this week?
Just listen to all the shows on the network, and thanks for listening. This is the best one, and we appreciate it. And give us 5-star reviews.
Fuck yeah, like a Uber
ratings and all that shit. I don't understand how ratings and star reviews work, but it pushes us up whatever platform you're listening to.
It does nothing.
It pushes us up. More 5-star ratings pushes us up. I know
there's an algorithm involved. And at least on Apple. On Apple it does. Mr. Austin, any parting words for this week?
Yeah. Don't forget to go check out Chad's Video Vault. I just uploaded a whole bunch of new stuff, new content that's going to be available for you fucking rubes money. $2 a fucking tape. Just buy it. And also, I'm going to when I go to work tomorrow, I'm buying that fucking Anna J figure, and they're going to find the shell in the bathroom, men's bathroom, and they ain't going to find the doll with it. I figure that's the closest I'm going to get to it. I'm going to do some god-awful things to the Anna J doll.
Who's Anna J?
The girl from fucking AEW.
I'll look.
She's on like Thursday mornings.
I don't know. I'll look her up. I don't know who that is.
Yeah. She's on like after Dynamite Dark, exclusive, whatever.
It's not on you. Now they have a show on Twitch or something. It's not on YouTube. They've got. Well, have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next week when we continue reliving the extreme.